in some of our favorite stories, like Star Wars, Good Will Hunting, even if you want to throw in a Disney movie, let's say like Frozen, we often like are drawn to like these really dynamic characters that have over a long stretch of time like a pretty big change in the story, and that's what makes them complex and interesting and like dynamic characters that we usually those are the ones that we usually fall in love with, like the ones that either start out as a shitbag or start really good, and towards the end of like we see like this big change in the arc where they learn something along their journey, and we're typically drawn to those because like that's something we want to do one day. Maybe we see that change happening in our life, maybe it inspires us. So those movies definitely like they touch the heart. Even like Batman would be a good example. Like you see scenes happen to his parents, they die right in front of him, and he goes on this long journey, long, hard journey to get to where he was at that day. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want to talk about the difference between that type of change, the change that's overarching, and the human desire to violently change. These are two completely separate things, and I want to bring us more to that violent change section today, and how we can try to bring that out of us, or how like some of you can maybe that's what you need to motivate you into the next step of your life. And when I'm speaking about violent change, I'm not talking about like Good Will Hunting, how we see this guy go from a kind of a shitbag to like finding love and then deciding that he wants to finally change his life. I'm talking about someone that is 22 years old, 21 years old, fat as fuck, like has no skills and like giving up on life, and then one day they just wake up and they never look back, and they just change absolutely everything about their life. They look in the mirror, they decide they hate something, and from there on out they're never the same. My favorite example of that would be Khalil Roundtree. He's actually a UFC fighter, a very good UFC fighter, has like a lot of knockouts. But Khalil Roundtree was not always that way. He was like a 20-year-old, fat, like not a lot of skills, depressed, like he wanted to kill himself straight up. He had nothing go for him, not a great job. He was like obese, and one day he just woke up and he made the hard choice of joining an MMA gym. Like he had to look himself in the mirror and see that he was deficient in every single way possible, and his course of action was to join an MMA gym. So by just going the course and showing up every day, he just got better physical shape, and he ended up falling in love with the sport. So over time, he stuck to it and he became this great fighter, and it's a really good feel-good story. But behind every feel-good story, like it was, hours and hours of hard work he put in. But the fact of the matter is he didn't try and then give up 1,000 times and slip into old habits. He's one of those guys that he just woke up one day and it clicked to him. It clicked in his brain that I need to change. And some of you guys need that wake-up call. I don't know, there's a lot of complacency going on in the world, even where I'm at. Like, it's just a lot of people that thinking that they made it in life. But I promise you haven't made it. Even like as far as you are in your career, or as good off you are in life right now, I promise you can go farther, and I promise you like you got to keep shooting for the stars because you haven't made it like anywhere. If we could all adapt like that Khalil Roundtree idea of if I just wake up tomorrow and let's say I run a 20-minute 3-mile, and I go, fuck, I'm fucking sick of running 20-minute 3-mile. I'm gonna run a fucking 16-minute 3-mile, and I'm gonna do that shit tomorrow. And I just start doing it, and I don't look back. Like that's some really hard shit that not a lot of people can achieve mentally. Like that's some David Goggins shit. David Goggins is he's another perfect example of violent change instead of like one of those long overarching changes. David Goggins is one of those guys that was another one. He was like kind of gave up on life. He was like obese. He didn't have much drive, willpower, determination, anything. And he just woke up one day and said, I'm sick and tired of living this way. How do I change my life? And what he did is he just looked himself in the mirror. Like we all have to do, we all have to self-reflect. That's why I tell you guys every single video, self-reflection is the key to determining where you're at in life and where you should go. They looked themselves in the mirror. Both these guys looked themselves in the mirror, decided there was a change that needed to be made, and then went for it. A lot of the issue is now, we'll see the change in the mirror, and we'll go, man, I wish I was good at this. I wish I could do that. Let me do that. But I'm gonna start next week. So you start next week, and then you're like, fuck, this is really hard. All right, I'm gonna scale it back a little bit. Maybe I jumped into the water real quick. And you end up falling back into old habits, and you're like, you know what? All right, next week I'm locking in. It's gonna be change my life. I'm gonna change my story. And you fall back eventually because you either went too hard or you didn't understand what you're getting yourself into. So you kind of see this point where I'm going, that oftentimes what happens is that we make compromises with ourselves in our head for comfortability. We kind of will compromise comfort with stability in our change. And what I mean by that is if I want to cut out all sweets from my life, and the first week I do a really good job and I'm off sweets, I haven't eaten anything, but about a week and a half in I start getting really bad cravings, and I look at a low sugar option or a low fucking calorie option, whatever you really want to say, and I eat that little junk food that I used to really love, and I like start feeling good again. I'm like, that was okay because I haven't had it in a week and a half. Now I'm compromising my comfortability in my head, like, oh, it's okay for me to feel comfortable because I haven't done this for so long. But really all I'm doing is I'm killing my change. So what happens over time is you tell yourself, like, you tell your brain that you need rewarded, and then the next week, what do? You go to fucking Dairy Queen and eat like a badass, or you go to Chili's and like, look, there's nothing wrong with like a cheat meal. That's not my point. My point is that you're killing your change. You gotta like the people that we're learning from, they just locked in and they made that change that they wanted so bad, that violent capability to switch your mindset. So we all have that in us. We all have that killer instinct in us. It's just a matter of bringing that out. Whether you played sports and like when you're on that like pitch, that field, you're just a different person. You do that same thing, but like apply it to your life. Apply it to your mentality. Like wake up tomorrow and be sick of being disrespected. Be sick of being someone that you don't like. Be sick of someone that not everyone sees like the man or the person who should be like running the world. Like get tired of it. Look yourself in the mirror. Be sick of it yourself, and then make that sporadic change. Because when you make that sporadic change, you're gonna be treated differently. You're gonna be more respected, and you're gonna love yourself a lot more. That last one's like huge. Like self-confidence, like being able to say that you earned it from like being fat and nasty to like loving your life. That's something that you'll like be really proud of and you can carry with yourself. So like there's both sides to it. Like obviously like those overarching stories are like something that we love, and like that's good for your personal development as well. But I want like you crazy fuckers that like care about this video to like take a moment. Maybe this video is for you. Like hit a violent change. Like change your life tomorrow. I'm not asking you to start next week. I'm telling you to change tomorrow and see where it takes you. Like just try it, but really commit 110%. And like I don't want you to look back, because the second you start looking back, you forget what's in front of you. You run into a fucking tree fall or some shit. I don't know, but just keep your eyes on the prize. Like keep going. As someone is gonna see this shit and like it's gonna be for them. And that's all that matters. But God bless, and like try to make that change happen in your life, because other people could. So why can't you?